It happened in an instant, a deadly dance at sea, as rival ships maneuvered dangerously close, each daring the other to back down. Above, a dangerous game played out in the sky, where every move could trigger a crisis. On a stormy morning, a Filipino resupply boat collided with a Chinese Coast Guard vessel near a disputed reef, sending shockwaves through the tense waters. Just hours later, high above the churning sea, a Chinese fighter jet swooped dangerously close to a Philippine military plane, a near miss that could have ended in disaster. The world is left holding its breath. Are we on the brink of something bigger, something that could spiral out of control? These two events didn't just shock the region. They sent ripples around the world, raising alarms in capitals far beyond Asia. Headlines screamed about a collision that could have turned fatal, and a jet intercept that looked reckless from every angle, fueling fears of escalation. In the chaos, a simple question echoed. How close did we come to disaster? And could it happen again, even sooner than we think? Now, eyes are fixed on the South China Sea, a region where every move is watched and every decision matters. The United States has sent warships. China has doubled down, refusing to yield an inch. The Philippines is demanding answers, calling for international support and accountability. The danger of a spark turning into a blaze has never felt more real, as tensions simmer just below the surface. The question is not just what happened, but what might happen next, as leaders weigh their options in a high-stakes standoff. With three powers, at sea and in the air, the stakes are higher than ever before, and the world watches, hoping for restraint, but fearing the worst. First, the sea collision, a moment that would quickly escalate tensions in already disputed waters. According to Philippine authorities, their resupply boat was heading to Second Thomas Shoal, a tiny reef claimed by both Manila and Beijing. The mission was routine, but the area is a constant flashpoint. Suddenly, a Chinese Coast Guard ship blocked its path, maneuvering aggressively to intercept the Filipino vessel. The two vessels collided. The impact was loud, the damage visible, metal twisted and paint scraped, a stark reminder of the risks at sea. Thankfully, there were no deaths this time, but the fear was real. Crew members scrambled, bracing for what might come next. Not long after, a Philippine military plane was conducting routine patrols in the same area, keeping a watchful eye on the tense waters below. Out of the clouds, a Chinese J-11 jet approached. It closed in to just a few meters, far too close for comfort, raising the stakes even higher. Filipino crew members could see the pilot's helmet. Alarms blared in the cockpit, cameras rolled, capturing the heart-stopping moment as tensions soared. China claims the Filipino vessels and aircraft provoked the encounters. The Philippines says they had every right to operate in their own waters, insisting on their sovereignty. Both sides released videos. Each accused the other of aggression, fueling a war of words in the media and online. These two incidents happening so close together have set off alarms. Was this a warning, or was it just an accident? The world is watching closely. No one can say for sure, but trust between the countries is wearing thin. The future of these contested waters remains uncertain, and the stakes have never felt higher.
The crew of the resupply boat described the scene as absolutely terrifying, with tension running high as the situation unfolded. One sailor recalled, "We saw the Chinese ship coming fast, bearing down on us with barely any warning. We tried to turn, but it was too late. The collision seemed inevitable in those frantic moments." Video shot from the deck shows men shouting, scrambling for cover as metal scraped against metal. Water flooded a compartment, adding to the chaos and fear. The boat rocked violently, but the crew kept filming, determined to document every second of the ordeal for evidence.
In the air, the Philippine pilots kept calm, maintaining their composure despite the escalating danger. One pilot told reporters, "We kept our course, but the jet came so close I could see the markings on its wings, a sight that made my heart race." The cockpit footage was later shared with the media, drawing sharp criticism and concern from aviation experts worldwide. "This was reckless. One mistake, and you have a tragedy," said retired U.S. Air Force Colonel David Evans, emphasizing the grave risks involved.
Experts warn these encounters are not just dangerous, they erode trust and make future cooperation even harder. If this continues, someone will get hurt. Or worse, said maritime analyst Dr. Maria Santos, echoing growing international concerns. The risk is growing with every confrontation as each side becomes more emboldened and less willing to back down. Both sides are now using video evidence to support their claims, hoping to sway public opinion and international observers. Each hopes to win global sympathy, or at least avoid blame if the next incident turns deadly, as the world watches these tense standoffs unfold.
Every close call at sea or in the sky carries the same risk, an accident that spirals out of control. What if the ships had collided harder? What if the fighter jet had clipped the Philippine plane? The line between warning and war is razor thin. Military experts warn that these confrontations could easily lead to deaths. "All it takes is one fatal mistake," said a U.S. Navy official speaking off the record. Then emotions take over. Both sides might feel they have to respond.
The danger isn't just for the crews involved. Any escalation could draw in allies, especially the United States, which has a defense treaty with the Philippines. American warships are already in the region. One false move, and the conflict could grow much bigger, much faster. For ordinary people in the region, the risk is deeply personal. Fishermen, sailors, and pilots all know the next time could be deadly. China's government quickly defended its actions. At a press briefing, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin blamed the Philippines for illegally entering Chinese waters. He insisted the Chinese Coast Guard acted with restraint and professionalism. Chinese state media called the resupply mission a provocation and showed their own footage of the incident. Inside China, the story is very different from what's told abroad. News anchors repeated Beijing's claims. Online, nationalists cheered the Coast Guard's actions. "We must defend every inch of our territory," wrote one popular blogger. Chinese analysts warned that the presence of U.S. warships only makes things worse. "Outside interference will not help resolve disputes," said Professor Zhang Wei, a South China Sea expert in Beijing. China will not back down. The message from Beijing is clear. China sees itself as the rightful owner of the disputed waters, and it is ready to act to defend its claims. The Philippine government isn't backing down. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ordered his navy to document every encounter. "We will show the world the truth," he said in a televised address. The military released high-definition video and radar data to prove their case. Manila also launched a diplomatic protest, summoning China's ambassador to explain the incidents.
Foreign Secretary Enrique Manalo said, "We will not be bullied. Our sovereignty is not for sale." The Philippines has reached out to the United Nations and called for international support.
At home, the incidents have stirred strong emotions. Many Filipinos say the government should stand firm. Others worry about the risks of confronting China. But most agree, documentation is key. With proof, the Philippines hopes to win in the court of global opinion. Diplomacy is now center stage. Manila knows the risks, but it also knows the power of truth and allies. This isn't the first time ships or planes have come close to disaster in the South China Sea. Over the past decade, dangerous encounters have become more common. In 2012, Chinese and Philippine vessels faced off at Scarborough Shoal. In 2019, a Chinese boat sank a Filipino fishing boat, leaving sailors stranded at sea. But the stakes have grown higher. Experts say today's incidents are riskier.
"We see more aggressive tactics, more military hardware, and less communication," said analyst Greg Poling. "That's a recipe for trouble."
Each new clash pushes the limits.
"In the past, both sides backed off before things got too hot," said retired Admiral Jose Olano. "Now, everyone is standing their ground.
The world remembers past close calls, but today's confrontations feel different, more dangerous, more crowded, and more likely to end in tragedy. Why do so many countries care about a patch of sea and a few tiny reefs? The answer is simple: power, resources, and security. The South China Sea is rich in fish, oil, and gas. It's a highway for $3 trillion in trade every year. Whoever controls it has influence over Asia.
For China, the sea is a core interest. Beijing claims almost all of it, drawing a 9-dash line that swallows up waters claimed by the Philippines, Vietnam, and others. The area is also close to Taiwan, another flashpoint for United States-China rivalry.
For the Philippines, it's about survival. Fishermen depend on these waters. The reefs are inside the country's exclusive economic zone, as recognized by an international court in 2016. For the United States, it's about freedom of navigation and supporting allies. Every incident here is about more than ships and planes. It's a struggle over rules, rights, and who gets to shape the future of Asia. The South China Sea is on edge. Every new confrontation brings the region closer to conflict. Experts warn the risk of escalation is real, and peace is fragile.
We are one mistake away from a crisis, said former U.S. Ambassador to Manila, Harry Thomas. What can be done? Experts urge more communication and clear rules at sea.
We need hotlines and regular talks, said Dr. Santos. Others call for more transparency. Sharing videos and data can prevent misunderstandings.
Diplomacy will be key. The Philippines is pushing for a regional code of conduct. The United States and China must talk, not just posture. ASEAN, the regional bloc, has a role to play as well. The world is watching. The hope is that leaders will choose dialogue over danger and keep Asia's seas and skies safe for all.